some groups have gone to court over the balloting done concerning this market previously under the administration of former Rivers State Governor and now FCT Minister Ezewanyi Nsawike. And the groups are claiming that the right thing was not done, and they said the original owners of the shop were not considered in the balloting. And this time around, the groups that are in court are insisting that Rivers State government must do the right thing and ensure that those who are the owners of the shops are given preference and are not allowed to suffer. Again, there is another group commending the Rivers State government for what it has done, and they're insisting that everything should be done equally. Forget about the past. Let us start from where we are. So that's the big issue. And we'll be looking at all of that this morning. We have the two groups in the studio, and we'll be joined immediately and right now by one of the leaders of the group, who is the leader, Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by the fire incident of 2013. And we have with us in the studio, Mrs. Princess W.B. Georgewell. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Point Blank.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic. So again, Mrs. Princess will be talking to us. We'll be looking at all of these issues. Of course, the two groups are very grateful to the Rivers State Governor for the decision to open up the markets and to put the markets to use, and they're excited at the promise by the Rivers State Governor, His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, that the market will be put to use and trading will commence at the Mile 2 or Rumuwoji Mile 1 markets by this January. However, they want the governor to address all contending issues. So we'll be discussing all of this. Don't forget, we're live on Facebook and we're live on Twitter, and we're throwing open the telephone line. Stay with us. We'll go on a short break. When we come back from the break, we'll begin our discussion on Point Blank.
Tired of the lies? Tired of the spin? Are you ready to hear the hard-hitting truth in a comprehensive, conservative, and principled fashion? Point Blank on Super FM 93.3 brings you all the news you need to know. Real conversations, real news, and one-on-one interviews with some of the most intriguing names in Rivers State, South Nigeria, and the country today. Unbiased analysis the way you wish still existed.
They're damaging the economy of the country. I'm not bothered about whether federal government is supporting us or not. Because if you cannot protect the lives of your people, then there's no governance.
From the news that dominates the headlines to the important topics below the fold, left, right, and center busts the opinion bubbles and echo chambers with genuine discussion and real talk.
Out of $500 million that President Jonathan borrowed for Kano, Abuja, Kaduna. At the time I was speaking, we were paid over 100 and something million out of the $500 million.
Tune into Point Blank with Shegan Awolabi every Saturdays 8:15 a.m. on Super 93.3 FM. Point Blank, civilized yet provocative.
And so great to see you once again, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank on Super 93.3 FM, Port Harcourt. So the issue of the Rumuwoji Mile 1 market is in focus this morning. Governor Siminalayi Fubara said trading will commence as the market will be opened and the needed thing will be done. The rightful owners of the stores will be given the stores to allow them commence commercial activities. But the question is, who are the right owners of the stores? And I have with me here Mrs. Princess B.W. Georgewell, leader, Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by the inferno. Mrs. Princess, let us begin from the beginning. There's so much history behind the Mile 1 Rumuwoji market, but the latest we know is that it suffered a fire incident in 2013. And since 2013, many traders have been displaced. That's about, I think, 11 years or thereabout now. Yes, 11 years. And since 2013, there have been cases. You've gone to court. Yes. You are in court. And I know that you are planning to withdraw your call. But again, take us back. How did we get to where we are now?
Okay, well, we saw that our shops were balloted. That was in 2019.
That was 2019?
Yes.
Under the administration of Governor Ezewanyi Nsawike.
Yes. So we were there. We went there. First of all, they said...
Perhaps let's go back to 2013, when the fire incident happened that led to all of this. Yes. What was the situation like in 2013?
Okay, it was disastrous. You know, our shops got burnt. Shops were burnt. People were... It took place in the night. It was very terrible. And it was the December period where people restocked their goods. So everything was burnt. People couldn't even save anything. And a lot of people got into trauma, and a lot happened. So in that process then, the governor then brought a document a reallocation.
And when you're talking about the governor, then you're talking
yes,
about...
a week, No, sorry.
It was Rotimi Amechi.
Rotimi Amechi,
Yes.
So there was this document they brought to us that we paid for, the reallocation document that they are going to rebuild the market for us. So, but they're going to do it in phases, of which was done. The first one was done and finished. They gave those groups, that's the phase one. They gave them their shops. That was given by Rotimi Amechi. He was one that built that one. Then as soon as that was done, they started the next phase, which was phase two. And finally, it's completed, like we can see, by our dear governor, past one, Nyesom Wike. So after then, they said they were going to hand it over to us. We waited, but when we were called upon, we went to Obiwali that period. The next thing we heard was that they were balloting the shops to non-shop owners, as in balloting what belongs to you.
Which year was this?
That was 2019, around
Now,
February.
let me also remind you, I know that in 2018,
Yes.
The administration of Governor Ezewanyesu scrapped the existing market management committee, I'm
Yeah.
aware,
Yeah.
because there were crises
Yes.
over there. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I wouldn't say much on that now, but what I would say is that it trashed it because of some misunderstanding, but didn't stop the process of the rightful shop owners to get their shop.
Okay.
And the misunderstanding I'm talking about does not have to do with the shop owners or the owners of shop. I would like classify it. It has to be an internal issues with some persons let me say, administration. It has nothing to do with the shop owners or the fire incident, So that's what I can say about that now.
You've said a lot of things here now.
Yes.
You're talking about rightful owners of shop,
Yes,
which
yes.
is the big issue now.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of contention
Yes.
on who the rightful owners of shops are. And that's the reason why you went to court. Maybe you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about why you went to court without necessarily staying on the issue in court. Yes.
Okay. Why we went to court was because we can't see it normal to ballot what belongs to us, to go and bargain or try to do a ballot system as in what belongs to you. Imagine your own land. Something happens, someone is not coming to come and see if you win it or not. It's not possible. Mostly when the agreement that we got some form and we paid for, that they are going to reallocate us back to our shops after building. And the building is there, we asked to ballot. We said no. So none of the Jenny shop owners went through that process because we know our governor, Nyesom Wike, then can keep his words, Then, sorry, please, let me digress.
Please.
I want to also use this opportunity to thank and appreciate the sitting governor, He has done so much.
Yeah, you're talking about Governor Siminalayi Fubara.
Yes, Siminalayi Fubara. I want to use this opportunity to thank him for even considering to see the issues of this market that has been locked since. Yes, to think of the people. He has been conscious of the people for real. And the sweetest part of this story, he said he's not going to give it to politicians. He's going to give it to the rightful owner. We truly, phase two shop owners that has been displaced, we appreciate him very, very well. We thank him generally for what he's also doing in River State. So that's what I will say, and thank you kindly, our dear governor.
Let's say now, of course, you are excited by the fact that the governor said that the market will be put to use this January.
Yes.
And the governor has also said that politicians will not be allowed to meddle in all of this.
Yes.
But again, your bone of contention is the fact that you want the real owners of the market to be given the market. Now, from my investigation, there are about, from when the fire incident happened in 2013, because I was on ground in Port Harcourt,
Yes.
the list we have was that there were about 2,000 shop owners. Could you confirm that? Was that correct?
2,000 shop owners.
About 2,200 and something people were affected by the fire incident.
Okay, it's not really up to 2,000, but it's about 1,000 plus. Let's say about 1,300 and something persons. We have the database, we have the complete details of the people affected by this inferno 2013. And every of them have their original document, and these people can be confirmed with the local government. Details are there.
So about 1,000 plus people were
yes,
affected.
yes, and yes.
So in this Rumuwoji Mile 1 market
Yes.
now, how many stores do we have there?
We have over 1,000 plus. We have over that. The shops are much. They are there. They are real time. They are there. If you go there, you see it. They are much.
But again, you have just said to us that the original people, they have their documentation. Tell us about this document. What are those documents?
Okay. Remember I said that and they gave us a reallocation document of which we paid for. It was a token anyway. That they are going to reallocate us back. Then, two, we have our certificate.
And that was in 2013.
Yes, it's like when you buy your house, they will give you a certificate, a CFO. So we have our document, our certificate that certifies us to be Jenny shop owners. So we have this document with us existing, is in the local government, given to us by the local government many years back. So this document exists and is still with us. So this is how you easily identify the Jenny shop owners. And this detail has been submitted since in court and also with the government. It's been there.
So the trouble began when governments under Nyesom Wike said they were balloting the shops.
Yes.
So you felt that it was injustice, that you shouldn't be part of the balloting, that you should just be given the shops because you were the original owners.
Yes,
so clarify
like
that
what they did in phase 1. So we were supposed to be called after building and hand over this shop to us after their verification. That should be done. If they see it unnecessary, of course it is, they should give us the shop. But we're shocked that it was balloted. And I believe that maybe the governor then didn't get some details, but at last he got, because we went to court, we called his attention, and immediately he called for settlement, and we've been in court, and that was Justice Idibeli's court. You know, that was in 2020 December, we got into court, and he called for settlement, our former governor, I mean. So we've been in court, where the River State government and Attorney General and I think Works and Housing, then the local government, they were also to come because we were like, we cannot ballot our shop. So they were sued to come to court. But when they came, the governor said it was settlement, because then he saw that we are the Jenny shop owners of phase 2 My War Market, just the way they gave phase 1 their shops. That is how it was peaceful. It was handed over to the group of phase 1. That same way we expect. That's the same way we prefer. We wished to have our shop, but we were shocked it was not in that process. But when we got into court, we got in and they called for settlement, and we are ready for it, and we've been in it on that. So for the shops to be opening now means it's opening onto us, the Jenny shop owner, because that market has been balloted. But since we got into court, that's why the shop that market has been locked. I mean, phase 2 My One Market Rumuwoji. That's why the shop has been locked. So if it's opening, it's because we are being considered. And I know our dear governor, Sim, will be so kind enough to do that because he's a good man.
Well, fantastic. If you're just in, you're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. And we're looking at the plan to reopen the Mile 1 Rumuwoji Market Phase 2. You recall that the River State Governor, His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, joined a visit to the markets and to thank the marketers, assured them that the market will be reopened before the end of January 2024. The governor, during the visit to the governor, also said that politicians will not be allowed to interfere with the decision to reopen the market. He said it is not something for politics, but he assured the traders that he would reopen the Mile 1 market for them to continue to do their business. However, there are concerns. The concern is that, don't forget, in 2013, when there was a fire incident in the market, and many of you will remember that the big market suffered a fire incident in December 2013. The Mile 1 market is a multi-purpose market. The cap is in Port Harcourt. The market is known for selling various products, including food, clothing, electronics. In 2013, the market, which was located along Ikwere Road in Port Harcourt, was razed down by fire. And this led to loss of goods worth millions of naira. And there are traders who suffered loss as a result of that. And some of them are insisting that they should be given the stores. They are against balloting There was a balloting during the administration of former Rivers State Governor Eze-Iwunyi Nsewike, which made some of the traders went to court, according to Mrs. Princess here. And now that the governor has decided to reopen the market, she's saying that the original owners should be given. And I'm speaking to the leader of Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by the fire in 2023. Again, before I throw up on the telephone line, you realize that 2013 and 2024 is a long time.
Very long.
In fact, so many people affected by the fire incidents are not alive today.
Yes.
And a lot of people have argued that those people who suffer losses are not the original owners. That, look, this is the scenario. You have a shop then in 2013, you rented it out. So when the fire happened in 2013, you were not the one that suffered the loss. It was the person occupying your stall. It was the one that lost out the good. Now, though you may be the original owner of the store, but what about the person that suffered loss in 2013?
Okay. Before I say that, it's not all the shop owners that rented out their shops.
But some of them rented out their shops.
Some of them.
A high percentage of them.
Some of them. Now they are talking of goods got burnt. What about the owner of the shop, the building that the got burnt, the livelihood of that person that rented it? If the person is not in business, doesn't mean the person is not gaining from this rentage that comes in. And secondly, most of the people that their goods got burnt are the shop owners. They are the owners. Their things got burnt, and they suffered loss, stroke a lot.
We're not denying that.
Yes.
But you also need to acknowledge the fact that a high percentage of many people who suffered losses in 2013 were not the original owners of the shop. What I mean by that, because the original owners rented it out, so they did not suffer losses. So what happens to those who suffered losses in 2013? If you're saying that these over 1,000 stores should be given to the original owners, some of them who are not alive now.
Yes. If those people come, if we see them and they have their documents, proof that they were renting, if we see them, because we know we have the database, we have details of genuine shop owners, if they have the proof with some receipts, they will know the government, of course, will compensate. There should be a compensation to those ones because their goods got burnt.
And again, don't forget, even when the inferno happened, some of them, their rent was still subsisting because they paid for years.
Yes, it was
because the argument now is this: yes, you may be the original owners of the shop, but you rented it out.
Not all.
Not all.
Yes.
So you rented some of them out. And there were people in that place who suffered losses. They lost their rent because you did not refund the money to them. They lost their goods. Now that government is trying to reopen the market, shouldn't they be considered?
Remember, when the market was on, they were paying tax. They were having some payments to do, like the one that I talked about, the reallocation. Remember, those payments were done by original shop owners. Remember. So if these payments and all those care of the shop as owners, they have been handling it, they suffered loss, then the people that, some of them that gave out their shops and people are occupying it, what they will simply do, they will come close and we will reason with government. That's another ball game that they should arrange. Let's see them with their details. They will know where to start with. Because if they claim some of those shop owners are dead, what about the people renting? Were they small children renting the old people's shop before? So these are the things we should consider.
Well, you have a very good point there, and it's a very, very serious one we need to consider because, again, when you say some of the shop owners are dead, so, again, who are those coming forward and are asking now that they should be given the shops?
And for the poor, I want everybody to know that the original shop owners, they still exist.
But we have a high percentage of them.
High percentage. In fact, the other time before we got into court, there was a peaceful protest. You see some of the women with the wheelchairs. Some of them are elderly. You know, one thing we should know, some of them got these shops as teenagers. That's one thing we should know. Like as I'm talking to you, I have a shop where the market was existing. There are shops existing. Young people got shops too. There are a lot of people, they are still alive. We had lost, yes. And one thing you should remember, these people, they've been displaced for so long.
11 years, over 11 years.
Sickness,
I mean,
the trauma, stroke of the attack of the market, the fire disaster brought a lot of untimely deaths, untimely health situation.
Okay.
You know, it was a big trauma, you know. So if they are in that state, have we asked their children, don't they have children to continue their goods if we think they are dead? And beside, I have the database. We meet every Thursday.
Okay.
They are alive.
Up to now?
Yes. Majority of them are alive. Anyone that you talk about death, not because of the person is too old. I think I can remember some few record of some persons that died. Yes, some of them were old. But some that died was a result of high blood pressure. Like Ato Biwale, a particular woman they stepped upon. I remember Chinyere Jaja. They stepped up. She was trying to go get a shop, Ato Biwale. The way this woman fell and the crowd, her leg was totally destroyed.
That was in 2018.
Yes. As I'm talking to you, she died and was buried last year because of the leg got infected and refused to go. These are the pain. Meanwhile, this same woman was also following us to court. The owner of shop I'm talking about.
Right,
so
fantastic. You're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. And I'm having a conversation with the leader of the Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by the fire incident of 2013. Now, the story is the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has promised that by this January, the Rumuwoji Mile 1 Market will be put to use. It will be open for commercial activities. And the governor has assured the marketers that politicians will not interfere in his policy of ensuring that the rightful owners get the stores. There are over 1,000 shops in that Phase 2 Rumuwoji Mile 1 Market, but there are a lot of issues. The case is currently in court, and one of the parties are saying that the real owners, those who are the original owners of the shop before it got burnt in 2013, should be allowed to own the stores now rebuilt by the River State government. There were a lot of controversies, and that led to the former River State Governor, Eze stopping the balloting process that was in 2018, because there was a process of balloting, and the owners of the store felt that it was an injustice for them to be allowed to ballot for what originally was theirs. But again, there are complaints by another group, and the other group is saying that they rented out the shops and they are the owner of the shop as at the time the fire happened, and many of them lost their goods. So shouldn't they be considered? We have the two groups in the house, but first we're speaking to the leader, Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners, Mrs. Princess George. We'll throw open the telephone lines and we'll just take first 3 calls. After the 3 calls, don't forget, you can send in your comments. Send it to us on WhatsApp. 30 seconds only. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Send a voice note to WhatsApp on 090-5948-1021. And if you want to call in live to be part of our conversation on Point Blank, the number to call 081-1743-1021, as well as 070-5079-1021. And quickly, let me add this. Mrs. Princess George is very appreciative of Governor Siminalayi Fubara for considering to reopen the market. However, he wants the governor to know the entire truth about the issue of the market. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Yeah, Shego, good morning.
Thank you for joining us, and this is Point Blank.
I want to greet your guest in the studio, a better woman. Shego, my concern in that market, because the former governor built the market and not open up. Now this present governor won't go open up. And I come here and say to Lukucha, as the matter go court. I went the year for this new year. You know good. I want to enter that market, give to we get that document. Yes, I mean to get that document we will have for hand. We didn't do it well, so I bought a local day. I know that this present governors are saying that I no one problem. They make you open the market. And I beg them to they can carry and give the people who get that market, who get the shops then. And those who pay those their money them for those stores them, may not be life owners, maybe rent them. Those who get them to really try to refund the money back. Gonna fire upon that market. I beg.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comment, though you didn't tell us your name, but we'll take another one. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank. Hello. All right, the number to call again. The numbers to call again: 081-174-31021 and 070-5079-1021. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Shagu.
Thank you for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jonas. I'm coming from Kobe Wale by Rumuwoji.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
That is talking.
Sorry, your line is muffled. Well, we can't hear you clearly. Yeah. Hello?
Okay, sir.
All right, perhaps you'll have to call us back. We apologize. Good morning.
Good morning, Shehu.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. My greetings to your great in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Shehu, my name is Belgium, please.
Belgam, good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. I thank the government for what you need to do. And I want you to come to reality. Because it's been too long. 2013. And this was completed about how many years later? Up to you under lock and key. It's not good for our business in university. So please, I want the right thing to be done. The comment the government made, or the spokesman for the government, that this market or whatever will not be given to politicians, I agree to that. Please, we should not be given to politicians. I don't want everything to be politicized. Please, let the right thing be done. As the woman said, let there not be misunderstanding concerning this matter.
All right.
I pray the right thing should be done. I'm begging you people. I'm begging you people that is concerned. Thank you. My name is Belgium.
Well, thank you so much, Belgam. And we're also interested that the right thing is done. And that's the reason why we've invited the two parties here to speak to us. We have another call. Good morning and thank you for joining us. Point blank.
Good morning, Shegun.
Good morning, JJ. Happy New Year.
Yes. Good morning to your guests in the studio.
Good morning.
Like you've introduced me. You talked about rightful owners. And to further help you on that, I'm also aware that some of those traders who got burnt were given some money, as at that time that thing happened, by the then governor and the minister. So they had two money for whatever, I don't know how they shared that money, because I learned that there was fight and all those. But you talked about a case in court. I don't know what's the status of the case now, withdrawn or won by you people and all those put together. But my prayer to you people this morning is that some of those ugly things, some of those undivided things that led to that shop not opening till now, please try to just put it aside and see how to move forward so that that place can reopen again. We are the owner, we are not the owner. Some of those owners may have sold their shop to those people who are selling there, and at the end of the day want to come back and say we are the original owner because people know them as family people. All those frauds should be just jettisoned and see how to reopen that place so that life can go on. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, JJ, and we quite appreciate your contribution. I'm just going to take one more. And of course, JJ asked a very critical question, which we talked about. Is the case still continuing? What's your position on the case? But we'll answer that. Let me take this one. Good morning. Yes.
Yeah, this is Victor calling from Port Harcourt.
Victor, good morning.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to confirm that market, is it owned by community or by family? Or is it owned by individuals? Or is it that the sellers, that is the people that are selling their bought the land or the market? How is it? Who are the rightful owners? Because since that time, we are hearing the owner, we are the owner, we are not the owner. So who are the owners of that? Is it the land or the shop? Is it a family or a community? Or the people that are selling in that by one market? Who are the owners? And how did the people that say that they are the owner, how did they go the land or the shop?
Well, thank you so much, Victor. Here. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Good question. I'm going to allow Mrs. Princess. First, JJ wants to know, what is the status of the case in court? Are you continuing with the case, or you've decided to withdraw the case, or you've won the case?
Okay. What is in court is not a matter of winning or losing. When we got to court, yes, they were sued, the people I mentioned earlier on. When we got to court, our governor then, Nyesom Wike, the past one, he called for settlement immediately. And we've been in court for settlement, not judgment. Okay. So this settlement has to do with opening the shop, following the due procedures, and also compensation. So these are the things, and we've been in it, and it has been making progress. We are still in court. All through last year, we didn't do much because of the election, but we've been having dates, we've been going to court. And where we are at the moment, we are with the Lansing housing, yes. So we are through with all the processes. We've submitted, they've seen, they've known, and that is why we should ask ourselves, the public should remember that the shop has been key and locked because we've been in court. They should remember that.
Okay, but now that the governor has said that he would ensure that
Yes.
the shop is put to use this January, are you willing to withdraw the case in court?
Of course, what we need from beginning, that's part of the settlement. That's why we are grateful to our dear governor, Sim. He is, we were very, very happy hearing this, but we had to do one or two things because we saw some group of people coming to hijack the thing. Some, I think last week or week before last, claiming the shop will be open to them. That is strange and that is funny. Our government is learned enough. He knows that the shop belongs to the people, not one youth. And the painful thing at that ground, I heard them saying the people are all dead. Please, they are alive and strong. Even if they feel they are dead, they have children.
When you say the people are all dead, what do you mean? You mean the original
They
owners?
say, yes, these guys that came to the market claiming they are the source of, or they are going to be given to the shop is going to be given to them. They said that the original shop owners, after all, they are all dead. Please, they are alive and strong. We meet every Thursday. We are in court. And those they feel that they are dead, they have children, they have families. They didn't come from the earth and alone.
All right, so again, Victor is asking, what qualifies you to be the original owner? And he's asking that, look, is it community owned? Is the land bought by you? Again, maybe you need to explain that to us.
Yes, thank you very much. The market is at Rumuwoji, my one. But the owners of the market, they are not the indigene of Rumuwoji. Rumuwoji indigenes, they have shop, they bought, we bought. I think the Calabari, everybody, we are mixed. It's a mixed market. Igbos, it's a mixed market. The phase 2, Hausa, they are much there. The Muslims, they are much there too. We are mixed. And how do you know us? We have our document. It has been
and these documents,
yes.
Is it registered with the local government?
Yes, a certificate given to us by them. We've been existing for years. In fact, some of our mothers dug out dead bodies there and mounted their shops. They built their shops themselves. Over the years, I wasn't even born then talking. It has been there. It has nothing to do with one, maybe many years ago, one governor built one stand and people started entering. Not that way. Not that way. They should go back to history. They should ask their parents the truth about this.
All right.
Yes.
So there you have it. We're speaking to Mrs. Princess B. Georgeville, the leader of Mile 1 Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by Inferno in 2013. And she said they are grateful to the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara for considering to reopen the market for public use and for commercial activities. However, they are appealing to the governor that the right thing must be done. The real owners of the shops should be given the shops. And that's the question. Who are the real owners? And we have comments coming in here. Sam Ekere said, action of this nature led to the shutting down of the market. The market should be allocated to real traders and shop, blaming former governor. Even you people took the matter to court, thereby stopping the opening of the market. And Wagyo Nalo Sari said, good morning, Mr. Shegwan, your guest. My appeal to the governor is that he should use his good office to ensure the process of allocating the shop is transparent. Let him give the real owners of the shop, not politicians, and those who are seeking favor. Of course, the governor has assured that he will not give it to politicians. Said this is not a business of the governor. And again, another one said, well, Levy Dapuye, you said Creek Road Market is the biggest in River State, not Mile 1 Market. Well, again, if you listen to me carefully, I said it is supposed, it is alleged to be the biggest. I'm not saying it is certainly the biggest. But again, we're staying with the matter. We'll just take 2 more calls. After that, we'll be taking the other parties, and we'll be speaking a little bit more again on that. So the number is 081-1743-1021 and 070-5070-1021. 2 more calls. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm looking to settle the studio again.
Tell us your name, where you're calling from first.
Yeah,
Please, could you tell us your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from Bori, Mr. Friday.
Okay, Mr. Friday from Bori. Good morning.
Yes, the matter is very simple.
Mr. Friday, your voice is very faint. Maybe you speak up a little bit.
Are you hearing me?
You need to speak up a little bit for us to hear you clearly.
I said factory should be given to the original people that were there before the fire incident. And not everybody that comes now. The
Okay.
matter is very simple. If they have a problem with them, it's very simple. You understand? That's all.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Friday, and we appreciate that. Let's take one last one here. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Shego Willavi.
Thank you so much for joining us. And how are you? Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Fine, sir. I remain sent in Kembillion from OGRA.
Good
Pastor,
morning. Yeah.
I want to thank the woman in your studio. You show that she have appreciation. I also want to thank our able governor. He have showed a good leadership. Pastor Shegu, I want to thank our able governor. I want to thank first of all Shegu Willavi for the good question to us. One of the owners of the market that rented it out, they need to be compensated. Now, that is the reason why the case was too strong to settle by our former governor, Wike. So I want to beg the governor to use in good office as a gentleman he is to make sure everybody is satisfied. Both the rightful owner and the one they rented it out, everybody needs to be settled amicably. God bless you, Pastor.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll just take one. We have some voice notes coming in, and we have this one coming in from, I think, thank God, Ability Atuego. Let's listen to it. Good morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Now that Governor Siminalayi Fubara had promised My One Market leaders that Rivers State government will reopen the My One Market on or before end of January 2024, I strongly believe that the governor will fulfill his promise. It surprises me that the former governor completed the My One Market and refused to reopen it for the My One traders to start using it. Please, the governor should not allocate this My One Market to politicians that don't know what buying and selling means. Please, we need the people that is meant for it to be given to the shop. Thank God I believe that way.
All right, thank God, Ability Atuego. We appreciate you, and we also appreciate everyone who's spoken. Now, again, we'll be bringing in the other party, but just before then, the leader My One Market Phase 2 shop owners, Mrs. Princess Jodo, what more would you want to say? Just 2 minutes.
Okay. I want to speak to the dear governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. I want to please let him know that the rightful owner of the shop should be considered only if there are new people coming now, because all the while we've been in court, nobody came. We meet every Thursday, and we have various days in court we've been going. Those people would have come to identify themselves. They should bring evidence to us, not to anywhere, to us. Let's see how their goods were burnt. But the whole idea, we are ready to withdraw our case in court as soon as we are giving back our shops. We are not trying to claim a shop, but we are taking what belongs to us.
All right.
Yes.
Well, fantastic.
Thank you
so,
kindly.
I must thank you so much, Mrs. Princess B.W. George Will, leader, Mile One Market Phase 2 shop owners affected by the inferno in 2013. Thank you for coming to the studio to talk to us. Now, we will continue this discussion, and we'll be having joining us members and the executive of the Reformed Traders Association of Nigeria. We have the executives that will be joining us as we dwell a little bit more on this matter to have a deeper insight into all of this.